Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a Saturday morning practice, our first of the year 2023. We're going to be spending the next hour and a half together. Today's word is the same as last week, energy medicine. I actually went back and looked at the comment that I made last week, and we talked about energy medicine, letting go, and then loving kindness. And I thought it would be a good idea to repeat that for the first session of a new year. Except this time, I'm going to focus a little bit more on the source of that energy. So let's get started. Let's focus on the body first. Stretch your spine, focus on the shoulder, open that shoulder, and then relax the shoulder. We're going to do some joint exercise as a warm-up for our body and our mind. So let's focus on the center of a palm, and then mind, body together. Bring up my hand. Now we're going to focus on the wrist, and we're going to do joint exercise with our wrist. This is actually a meditation exercise. We're actually meditating while we're doing exercise. No one ever said that you have to meditate by just sitting and doing nothing. You can meditate in any posture, including exercise. The most important thing is that you use this opportunity to train your mind, to focus your mind onto a part of your body. And in this case, it's the wrist. And we focus on feeling the body, any changes in the body, any heat that we generate, any sweat, numbness, pain, one at a time. So that's mindfulness. Mindfulness just means remember, being mindful of what you're doing. Body, mind together. Now we're going to rotate the other way. Continue to focus on your wrist. Continue to feel the body. Continue to observe any changes in your body. This is as much a mental exercise as it is a bodily exercise. Now we're going to bring down our hands. Again, mind, body together. Once again, we're going to stretch your spine, open that shoulder, relax that shoulder. Once again, we're going to focus on the center of a palm, bringing up the hand and the mind together, body and mind together. Now we're going to focus on the elbow. Again, every time we turn that elbow, we ask ourselves, where is my mind? My mind ought to be on the elbow. And my mind ought to be focused on the observing the sensation of my body. Focus on sensing the changes in my body. Now we're going to go the other way. And we're going to bring your hands down. We're going from a wrist to elbow to a shoulder. So let's open that shoulder. Relax that shoulder. And we're going to learn to sit properly, one step at a time. So right now, I want you to lean forward. The entire upper torso lean forward. And then I want you to lean back. But as you lean back, I want you to try to hold your hip in place so you can feel the pressure on your lower back, putting a little bit of pressure on your adrenal gland. And once again, we're going to focus on the hands. And this time, we're going from the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder. I want you to bring the hands up, crossing your hands. And then now, as soon as you get to the top of the head, I want you to stretch. When you stretch, I want you to focus on the bottom of the spine and just push the body upward. Now, I want you to open that shoulder, come down as if you're touching the walls on both sides. And then as soon as you get back down here, relax again, focus on the center of your palm. Bring it up, stretch, open, come down with your hands, relax, back up again, stretch, open, come down, relax, bring it back up, stretch, open that shoulder, come down, relax one last time, bring it up, mind, body together. The mind stays with the center of a palm. Now we're going to go the other way. Open first, stretch, and then come down. Open first, stretch, and then come down. Open first, stretch, and then come down. One last time. Open, stretch, and then come down. Now open the shoulder again. Sit up straight. We're going to go from front to back. Bring up the hands, body and mind together. Now we're going to experience some pain. So this is actually a very good time to learn how to let go. Want to let go of the pain. So open as far back as you can. Feel the pain on your shoulder. Accept that pain and then let go of the pain. Don't follow the pain. Come back to the center of the palm. Bring it up again. Open that shoulder. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. Come back to the center of the palm. Go up. Open the shoulder. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. Come back to the center of the palm. One last time. Open and then come down. And now we're going to go from the back to the front. Bring it back up. Stretch. Come down. Bring it back. Stretch. And then come down. Bring it back. Stretch. And then come down. Bring it back. Stretch. And come down. So we learn how to be mindful of a body when we are in motion. So besides exercise, another form of motion is when you're walking. So when you walk, you have to learn to be mindful of your body as well, feeling the bottom of your feet. We don't teach walking meditation here, not so much, but walking is also another form of meditation. But now we come back to the stationary form. Stationary means that when you're sitting, lying down, or when you're standing, that's stationary. And when you're stationary, then you learn to be mindful using your breath. So, but before we do that, I want to repeat some of the simple things you can do with sitting properly. So again, stretch the spine, open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Mindful of the weight of your head. And if the head is not on top of your spine, you're actually putting a lot of stress on your body. So I want you to learn to lean back your forehead, tuck in your chin. Okay. Now we're going to start doing some exercise to energize our body. And the first one is called the double blade. This is an ancient form of internal exercise, internal energy exercise. The double blade means that it's like the hands are the two blades. Okay. So one hand in front and then one hand on the side. One hand on the side. Now focus on the right hand. Bring the right hand in front. And then now open that shoulder. Again, this is a good opportunity to learn how to let go. So feel it and then let it go. Come back to the center of the hand. On the other side, open it, feel the pain, let go of the pain, come back. Right hand, open that shoulder, feel the pain on your shoulder, and then let go of the pain. Left, open, feel it, let it go, come back. Right, feel it, let it go, come back. Left, right, and then one last time. Left, one last time. Open and relax. So we talk about energy medicine. Again, medicine is not just in pill form. Anything that you do to relieve the suffering and the disorder in your system, and medicine could be. So that's what I mean by energy medicine. So the question is, where is that energy? Well, you can say, well, we're just here to exercise, so we generate a lot of heat in our body. We're improving the circulation, so obviously the energy is internal to us. I'm not disagreeing with that. I think the exercise that we just did, including the joint exercise and the shoulder exercise, and then the one that we're going to do following this, throwing the fist, that's all very good. It improves the circulation to your body, and therefore you feel that energy within you. And where's the source of the energy? The source of energy is in your breakfast, in your dinner, in your lunch, right? In the air that you breathe. It's what we consume, right? What we borrow actually from the universe. We don't actually consume anything. We just borrow them. And at the end of the day, towards we're gonna have to give everything back, right? We have to give everything back. So it's a borrowing from the universe. But I think we all understand here that that's not exactly chi. Chi is um, loosely translated into live energy. It's not exactly chi, right? So we think of chi as something else, something much more profound than that. And so I talk a great deal about chi here as it's the energy from the universe, right? That we as a living being if we want to live well, we have to be part of the universe and letting that energy flow in our body. And I talked about in the past how that differentiate us from a zombie. A zombie would be something that moves, right? Something that does everything that we do. It's just that it doesn't have a life energy. We all know that. But on the other hand, if you don't live in harmony with your universe and let that energy comes through you, you're just basically a zombie. Okay, so that source of energy is external, but yet we talk about self-healing. So how do we take something that is external and heal yourself? Very simple. By being part of that energy, right? By being the part of the energy. Who you are depends on where you draw the line as your boundary. If you draw your line around this body, then that's all you have. But if you say, well, that's not exactly all there is to me, that I actually belong to something else, and I'm willing to accept others as if they are the same as myself. And all of a sudden, you realize that you're now practicing loving kindness and compassion. And then there's a much greater source of positive energy out there. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. All right. So let's continue to work on the energy within us, the thermal energy, the energy that's associated with the flow of blood and everything else in the body. So we're going to continue with the second exercise, a very good one to energize the body, improving our circulation. It's called throwing fists. Now you notice that both of these comes from the Shaolin martial art, right? The one that we did called the double blade is in fact um, how they practice with weapons. And this one is what they use to practice throwing a fist by increasing your reach. But it turns out to be a very good exercise as well. And it's based on Newton's second law, action equal to reaction. Okay. So open your shoulders, sit up straight, relax your shoulder, bring out the right hand. Now at this point, it's good that you use your left hand, you hold on to yourself. Okay, that way when you throw it, you can throw it much further out and without losing balance. Okay, now focus on the right hand, make a fist, hold it, and throw it up there. Open the fingers, stretch your elbow, throw out the shoulder, and then come back. Using the right hand, hold on to yourself, making a fist with the left hand, up, come back, sit up straight, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. One last time, all the way up, all the way up, all the way down, all the way down. Now, come back with two hands. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now, the Buddhists think of our existence beyond our body. All right. So in the past, I talked about the five bodies, the concept that came from ancient North Indian, from Shiva himself, that talks about existence is this five body. The very outside one is what he called the food body. This is the food that you borrow from the universe. Okay. And then inside of that is your thinking mind, your brain. So together is just material. And then the third one, the one in the middle, is the energy. That's the energy that is in the universe. And Shiva actually talks about them. He calls them the nadi, the nadi. So he thinks that there are 72,000 nadis that goes in your very complicated system. And then where the nadis cross is what we call the chakra. right? And everyone who study yoga understands that. And we talk about the seven chakras. In fact, there are 118 chakras. It's just that as a human being, we can only experience seven. And then beyond that is another body that the best you can call it would be a karma. That's just really a record of all your intelligence. And then finally, inside is something that he called the bliss body. That is the source of all positive energy. It's just that we can't always experience it. Just like in California now, in San for example, in San Francisco, where we live, we've been having rain, right? And when I look at the weather forecast, it will be raining for the next 2 weeks. A lot of rain, a lot of rain. So no chance of seeing the sun. But that doesn't mean that the sun is not there. The sun is always there. It's just that we're blocking the cloud with the sun. So same as this, that deep inside there's something called a bliss body. That's what that's what they call, and we can't see it because of all the negative energy that we have. And so the only way you could tap into that energy and use it as a medicine for self-healing would be if you learn to let go of the negative energy. The negative energies are your attachment to something. When you feel something, when you have a good feeling, you don't want it to go away. And you become very attached to it to a point where you start to worry, right? And you live with that cloud over your head. Or when you experience a bad feeling, something whether it's mental or physical, you become very averse. You say, I don't want this, right? And then also, every day you will worry about how that bad. So all those are dark energy. And so in order to tap into that source of positive energy that we call the four immeasurables, the loving kindness, compassion, empathetic joy, and then equanimity, we have to learn how to let go of both good feeling and bad feeling. So right now, that's what we're going to do for the next 5 minutes is learn to feel this body, learn to accept those feelings, and then learn to let go of those feelings. So at the same time, we're going to learn how to sit properly. The sitting posture is really important to be part of the universe, establishing the conduit between the earth and the heaven. And so we divide this body into 7 parts. And just remind yourself that when we sit like the bell, like the ringing bell. Okay. So the legs becomes the pedestal for that bell. So it's very important that you sit properly, nice and square. Now you don't have to sit like me. You can sit on the chair. And when you do sit on the chair, I want you to feel the bottom of your feet. I want you to make sure that the bottom of your feet is right below your knee and not in front, not behind. And if you sit like me, I want you to feel your thigh. I want you to feel your angle as it touches the sitting mat. And if your thigh is not touching your sitting mat, I want you to bring a pillow or a blanket. I don't want you to use any of your muscle. I just want you to think of your feet as the wooden pedestal that you put your belt on, nice and firm. That's the first part. The second parts are your hands. Now, whatever you do with your hands, I don't want you to lift up your hands. I don't want you to use any muscle here. And so I want you to feel the fingers, feel the wrist, feel the elbow. And if you're accustomed to doing mudra, you can do your mudra. You can do it like this. You can do it like this. Any other mudra, but just don't lift it. If you lift it, you use a muscle, and that would cause some anxiety as you sit for a period of time. Okay, so each of these mudra have meaning. I'm not going to go through them. I usually just put my fist on top of my palm. Turns out that this is a mudra, hand posture, that one, the palm is symbolize acceptance. So this is the loving kindness and compassion. And then the fist symbolizes the wisdom. So that would be the empathetic joy and the equanimity. So you could do that. Just rest it. Okay. It's not a big deal. Just rest it. Now, the third part is the most important part. So I want you to focus on the lower part of your spine, the bottom of your spine. Once again, I want you to lean forward, and then I want you to lean back. As you lean back, I want you to hold your hip in place. And as you hold your hip in place and you're leaning back the upper torso, you can feel the stress on your lower back. Very slight stress. Now, the lower back is basically behind your belly button, okay, a bit little lower than that. But on the other hand, right behind your your belly button, and then onto both sides are your kidneys. And so as you lean back and you're rotating your hip forward, you feel some stress on those two energy points that are associated with your kidney, or more accurately, your adrenal gland. So when you, sitting properly means that you want to entice your body into the parasympathetic mode, the rest and digest. So it's really, really important that you put some stress on, put some pressure on the adrenal gland and telling your adrenal gland not to put out any cortisol, not to put out any adrenaline. Now I want you to go from the bottom of your spine to the top of your head. Feel your spines as you go up. And it's, imagine someone is holding onto the hair at the top of your head. And as you go up, I want you to pull that spine towards the ceiling as if you're hanging the clipper, the little clipper inside the bell onto the ceiling. Hang that spine onto the ceiling. And once you hang it on the ceiling, then I want you to let go of it. Okay? Now, at this point, the top of your head is your head is not on your shoulder. So you're actually putting some stress on your neck. So I want you to focus on your forehead and lean back the forehead until you feel your ears on top of your shoulder. The weight of the head is now on top of the spine. But the top of the head, that energy point called 100 meter, where all the yang energy comes together, is not pointing to the sky at this moment. It's actually pointing backward. So make sure that energy is pointing up. We want to tuck in our chin a little bit. So we're actually looking down on the floor again. Now we want to focus on the shoulder. In front of the shoulder right here, there are two energy points that has to do with the energy line that we name after the lung. And so we want to open that two energy point and then focus on the top of your shoulder. There's another two energy point there that belongs to the energy line that we name after the gallbladder. So then we want to drop that shoulder, drop that shoulder, drop that shoulder. So right now you're in a proper sitting posture, something that we call one pillar supporting the sky. Energy is coming through you from the earth, going up to the top of the head, through the spine. That's the yang energy. And then it's come back from the universe to the front, back to the belly button. That's the yin energy. The next two thing has to do with the eye and the tongue. Now I want you to relax your forehead, relax between your eyebrow, and relax your eyelid. Think about the baby, your grandkids, your kids when they were young, and how they sleep. When they sleep, they don't close their eye. They let the eye, their eyes are very relaxed. And when you look at them, it's as if they're opening the eye. They're not shutting the eye. And when they shut their eye, you know they're pretending. So relax the eyelid. You can actually see some light coming through your eyelashes. You can see your hand, your knee. Sometimes you can see the bridge of your nose. And that's what you want. Just relax. Just relax. Now I want you to go to the very last part, which is inside your mouth. I want you to feel the inside your mouth. And if it's dry, sometimes it's dry to a point of being bitter. That means that you were in fight or flight. When you were in fight or flight, and when you're in the sympathetic mode, it turns off your saliva gland because the saliva gland has all the enzyme for your digestions and also your immune system. And since you don't need that when you're in fight or flight, it shuts it off. So it's very important you turn it back on. So I want you to relax your teeth, relax your jaw. And then I want you to take the tip of the tongue and put it where the teeth meets the roof of your mouth. It's actually behind another very important energy point, which is below your nose and then above your lip. Just rest it there, close your mouth, you will start to feel some saliva, some wetness in your mouth. So together with the pressure that you put on the adrenal gland, that absolutely entice your body into the rest and digest. Finally, you need to relax your face, your chin, and you need to bring a little smile to your face. It's very, very important that you bring a little smile into your face. I want you to be very observant your body. Feel your body. Be very grateful of this body. Be very grateful of your health. Be very grateful of your family, which includes your parents, your spouse, your offsprings, and your siblings. With that gratitude, you can easily bring that smile onto your face. Now we're going to spend the next 5 minutes observing our body, observing our body, observing any sensation in the body, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant. And then all we want to do here is practice equanimity, meaning that we don't judge. Whatever feeling that we have in the body, let's learn not to judge. So you can just sit like this and wait for any sensations in the body, or you can scan your body one part at a time. Whatever feeling that you have, it could be pleasant, it could be unpleasant, it could be neither pleasant or unpleasant. Those are the three feelings. You treat them the same. You feel it, you accept it, and then you let it go. Then you go to the next part, or you wait for the next part. Okay? So now this sounds very monotonous, okay? Very, oh, what is it? But it turned out to be very, very important that we're actually practicing equanimity towards empathetic joy. Okay, I'll explain that in a minute. So it's 5 minutes. Maintain this posture, maintain this pillar that supports the sky. That pillar, that spine is now the center of the universe. The universe being unbound, you are in fact the center. Every one of us is the center. Keep checking your mind. Your mind somewhere else. Invite your mind back. Invite your mind back onto this body. Invite your mind back onto this body and observe the feeling on your body. And let go of that feeling. Even if it's no feeling, just let it go. As you practice, what you think is no feeling is actually a very subtle feeling. And any subtle feeling can be categorized into pleasant or unpleasant. But regardless, we just learn to accept it, learn to let it go. Open your eyes. So I talk about this um, source, the greatest source of positive energy as this four immeasurables that we have: the loving kindness, compassion, the empathetic joy, and the equanimity. You can actually think of that as two separate um, set. On one hand, you have the equanimity and the empathetic joy. On the other hand, you have the loving kindness and the compassion. They're actually two different practices. One is what we call the Arahant approach of practicing for your own salvation. And the other one is you practice for the salvation of others, which is the ultimate form of your own salvation. Okay, so one hand is the Arahant path, and then one hand is what we call the Bodhisattva path. So we do both, right? We do everything here, and so we separate this class, this hour and a half boot camp into three parts, as you know. The first part is how to practice um, equanimity towards empathy. And then the very last part, empathetic joy. And then the last part is how to practice empathetic joy towards equanimity. It's just one way or the other. In the middle is where we practice loving kindness and compassion. Now, all four together is what we call the four immeasurables, but there's another name for that. There's another name for that. That's the English name. The original language is something else. The original language is called Brahman Vihara, the four Brahman Vihara. So let me explain a little bit here and how the Buddhist um, view of life. So the Buddhist view of life is focused on the very last body. I talk about the five bodies, right? The food, the thinking mind, the energy, the sort of a karma, and then finally the bliss body. And the bliss body. And then the bliss body is what we focus on. And but the Buddhists actually believe that all living beings possess that bliss body, whether you're a human being, you're an elephant, or you're cockroaches. And that's why we are not permitted to kill. We're not permitted to kill. That doesn't mean that we don't eat meat. We're just not permitted to kill. Okay. So then how do you say, well, how do you get meat if you don't kill? Well, actually, in ancient time, you eat meat only after the animal has died, either naturally or unnaturally, right? If you see two animals fighting, you can eat the meat afterwards, right? I mean, so I don't want to get into that too much, but the point is that we believe in that bliss body, and that bliss body, we believe that is common in all living beings. Except that when we talk about the living beings, we talk about the living beings with a form or without a form. So there are beings that we can't even see with your eyes. And but all of those we lumped it together and we call that the kama, the kama, Kama, the desire realm. So actually we divide that into the human beings, the animal, what we call the hungry ghost, and the hell, and then finally the diva. It's all in that mix. Now all of us are trying to escape this realm to achieve enlightenment. And when you achieve enlightenment, the first step is when you actually escape this body, escape the desire that comes with this body, and you enter into what is called Brahman realm. Brahman realm. The Brahman realm. Okay? And the four immeasurables are the four chambers of the Brahman realm. The chambers are loving kindness, compassion, empathetic joy, and equanimity. Okay? And so that's the greatest source of energy. And so right now, what we're going to do is we're going to practice loving kindness and compassion as a way of relieving the suffering of a body, relieving the stress in the body. So let me quickly answer that question. Um, because it's important. I'm not going to spend too much time on Buddhist teaching here, but I think it is important to talk about what does it mean not killing? Does tree have a life? Yes, it does. So does grass and everything else. The The Buddhists, they separate sentient beings from non-sentient beings. So in our definition, a tree or plant would not be considered a sentient beings. They would not be one that possess a bliss body. Okay, so it's okay to eat vegetable. It's okay to cut down a tree, except, let me talk about the exception. Now, and as you know, many religion, many sects inside the North Indian, not only are they vegetarians, some sects don't even eat root vegetable. They don't eat potato, yam, anything that has to do with root, because they think that in the process of digging up that root, they would kill, so they don't eat that. So there's more on that. And then the question is that, does that include trees? Now, we believe that there's spirit living in trees, so we don't just go cut down the tree. We actually go through some procedures to invite the spirits away from the tree before we cut it down. Okay, and I have known many stories where, um, for example, there was a big tree in the way of one of the temple that I know, and they were building the road, and so there's big trees in the middle of the road because they're expanding the road, and the tree's been around, and so they have no choice. They actually need to cut down the tree, so they chant for 49 days, something like that, to invite the spirit to leave. The tree was perfectly healthy. The tree was perfectly healthy. And after the chanting, after 49 days, the tree falls down by itself because the spirit has left the tree. It's not the tree that has spirit, it's the spirit that resides in the tree. So also, there was a question, I couldn't find it. Does that include insects? Does it include cockroaches and ants and whatever? Because there are pests in your house. So do you kill them? Can I spray them? Yes, you can. It's not about the killing so much about the spirit of killing. So there's a great story about how Buddha had to kill to save someone. So that would be a necessary killing, is that you're not trying to destroy the life, you're trying to save a life. And the worst evil is to kill that animal. So that's the example of that. There's another one is that, in my case, being a Buddhist, when we have pets in the house, what do? Well, first we do is we change, we've changed our lifestyle, right? We change our lifestyle. We make sure we clean the house. We make sure that there's nothing for them to rely on, so they don't come into the house. Then we chant. We invite them out. And then when it doesn't work, or when you finish chanting, we lay out some trap. What are you going to do? But it's the intent of killing. You don't kill because you intend to kill. So I eat meat. I would eat fish. I would go to the market. I would buy fish that is already on the table because I don't want to see something being killed. I don't go hunting. I don't go fishing because that is an act of killing, right? And so anyway, I don't want to go too deep into that, but it is very important to cultivate that sense of. It's very, very important to cultivate that sense of compassion in you. And so the next part is, how do we cultivate that compassion? We cultivate that compassion by starting with loving kindness to ourselves, relieving ourselves of all the stress and trauma. Okay? All right. So this is body and mind together. As much as we are practicing loving kindness, we're also practicing some qigong exercise to relieve ourselves of stress. It turns out that a lot of stress are accumulated in the back, in the neck, in the shoulder, and where all the yang energy flows. And so these are I call the channel energy. They channel. So we want to clear the passage using the yang energy. All right. So this is the part where I think my volume is okay. Nobody else is complaining. And someone's complaining about the volume. Maybe bring it up a little bit more. Okay. All right. Sounds good? Yeah, it's good. All right. Thank you, Robert. Okay. So this next practice is very, very important for self-healing, right? When we talk about energy medicine, It's not just the energy within us. It is not just the energy of the universe. We want to tap into the greatest form, the most important form of positive energy, which are the compassion and loving kindness. Okay, so let's work on that. So we're going to be first focus on ourselves, then on our family, then on the universe. So let's sit properly now. Stretch your spine, open that shoulder, relax that shoulder. Bring out your two hands. Okay, put the fingers in this energy point called the gate to the cloud. Now this is like the dance. Okay, now I want you to close your eye. I don't want you to look at me even. Just focus on your body. This body, the upper torso, is like collection of parts. It's like the symphony, and but the conductor is in the elbow. So I want you to lift up the elbow and let the other parts of your body follow. As you lift up the elbow, lift up your shoulder, and as if you're lifting up the shoulder all the way to the neck, to the ear. Now I want you to bring that elbow back. As you bring your elbow back, you're opening the shoulder as if you're squeezing that tennis ball in the back between your shoulders. Then I want you to bring the shoulder down, relax. Then I want you to bring the shoulder forward. Now you're hunching, you're closing up your shoulder, you're looking down, right? And you're bending your back slightly. Your elbow is actually pointing forward now. Okay, so now I want you to bring your shoulder, your elbow up. As you bring your elbow up, you lift up your head. And then I want you to bring your elbow back. As you do that, you look up the ceiling. And then as you bring it down, you're looking ahead again. Okay, now back to the front. You're making these circular motions. And now I want you to breathe in very gently with your nose. Close your mouth. Breathe in. And then relax. Open that shoulder. And then when you come down, I want you to breathe out. Notice that there is a space between in and out, and then a space between out and in. When you bring it up, breathe in. Feel the freshness of the air. Open, relax, and then breathe out. Feel the stillness of the air that you're breathing out. Again, towards the front, as you come up, breathe in. Feel the positive energy that you're bringing into yourself. Open, and as you breathe out, feel the negative energy that you're releasing away from your body. Breathe in, feel the positive energy. Open, breathe out. Feel the negative energy that you're releasing. Now, I want you to think to yourself, this comes into 4 verses. The first one is, may I stay away from all the negative energy and animosity. The second one, may I be free of all mental suffering. Open as you come down, breathe out. As you come up, may I be free of all the physical suffering. Open, come down, relax, breathe out. And then finally, may I be protected with positive energy and happiness. Come down, relax. Now that you have given yourself of all the love and kindness that you deserve, I want you to think about your family and your loved ones, and I want you to do the same for them. May my family and my loved ones be free of animosity and negative energy. Come down, breathe out. Second one, may my family and my loved ones be free of all mental suffering. Come down, relax, breathe out. The third one, may my family and my loved ones be free of all physical suffering. Come down, relax. And finally, may my family and my loved ones be protected with positive energy. Come down, relax. Now, you ready to go from loving kindness to compassion, being compassionate to all beings, not just to yourself, not just to your family and loved ones, but all beings. And not just human beings, but all living beings. Not just the one you can see with your eyes, but the one that you can't even see with your eyes. And we're going to do that by chanting in the original language of the Buddha, borrowing the power of the Buddha himself. conveying that sense of compassion to all beings. So let's follow in Pali. Sape sata avaya hantu sape sata avaya Sabe sata anaga Sabe sata sugi oto kuri May all beings be free from animosity and negative energy. May all beings be free of mental suffering. May all beings be free of physical suffering. May all beings be protected with positive energy. Breathe in, positive energy. Be grateful to your body. Breathe out, negative energy. Breathe in one last time. Open, come down, breathe out. Now I want you to lower your hands, sit properly, open that shoulder again, and relax. Now I want you to take your right hand, put that on your left side of your head. Now I want you to sit properly so the top of the head is pointing to the heaven. I want you to bring your head to the right, fight it with your neck, so don't bend your neck. Feel the stress on your neck. And then I want you to let go very gently as if you're letting go all of the stress in your body. Now I want you to do the same thing with your left hand on the right side of the head. I want you to bring your head to the left, fight it with your neck so the top of the head is still pointing to the heaven. I want you to feel the stress on your neck. Now I want you to let go very gently as if you're letting go of all the stress in your body. I want you to put the two hands in the back of your head, look down. So your neck is actually like 45 degrees looking down. I want you to bring your head down, fight it with your neck. Feel the stress, maintain that stress. Very gently rotate to the left. Very gently come back to the middle. Very gently go to the right. Very gently come back to the middle. Very gently go to the left again. Come back to the middle, to the right, and then come back to the middle. And then very gently, very slowly relax, relieving of all your stress. Sit properly again, open the shoulder, relax, top of the head pointing to the sky. I want you to lean back the forehead as if you're not using any force at all. It's just a very gentle motion of your head to the right, to the front, to the left, to the back, to the right, to the left. And now I want you to rotate the other way, counterclockwise, to the front, to the right, to the back, to the left. Feel the stress on your leg, to the front, to the right, and then sit up properly. So, Sandy, we have a circle that you can join, and it's actually posted there. So, open that shoulder. I want you to learn how to massage. And so, there's a form of massage that you're not just You're not just pushing the muscle as much as you're grabbing now. So there's an energy point right here that you can learn to relieve yourself of stress. So it's right below the shoulder blade. You can feel that a little bit. Sometimes maybe it's a little easier if you go this way, then you get yourself more reach. Now, when you feel that indentation, that's the energy point. So I want you to learn to use the four fingers, push down, grab it, and then just gently pull on it as if you're opening up that cavity. Now the other side, put that as far back as you can. Feel it with the four fingers. Push down on it. You feel a little bit of tingling there. Maybe it hurts it hurts a little bit. Grab it and then pull on it. All right, that's the proper way of doing chi massage. Pull on it. Don't just rub it. Okay, rubbing it means you're working on the muscle. We're not working on the muscle. We're working the energy point. So again, four fingers. Push down on it. You can feel the cavity and just pull on it. Okay, back to this side. Just grab it and pull on it. Back it, pull on it. Now that's the energy point below the shoulder. There's one right here. Okay, so again, push down and just grab it and pull on it. Right here, grab, pull on it. Okay, now there's another one right here. Okay, grab, pull on it. On it, right? So just learn to do this chi massage, and the idea is that the energy points in Chinese is the same word that we use for cave. So it's a cavity. It's always a cavity. So you find these energy points, you push down on it, and then grab it and pull on it. All right. Okay. So now, hopefully that helps. And then you can also massage the back here, right? Massage the back here. Massage this muscle, massage that muscle, like that. Okay, so now we're going to do some, so there are different modality. Okay, so now we're going to do some acupressure. Open your shoulders, sit up straight, put the hands in the back, use your thumb and find these two cavities. This is actually a very important energy point. It's one of the three energy points that's important to your brain, okay? Giving energy to your brain, getting circulation into your brain. So just push down with the thumb, lean back the forehead a bit so you're fighting with your neck as if you're pinching the water hose when you're washing your car, and just maintain that pressure and then relax. Now use the fingers on the right hand, four fingers, push down on this cavity on the left, grab that piece of muscle and just gently pull on the right side as if you're opening that cavity. Same thing on the other side, push down with the fingers, pull it towards the left. Okay, so this energy point is part of the gallbladder energy line, a yang energy line, and it's called the palm of the wind. It's actually quite important for the brain, the function of the brain. Okay, so I mentioned three. This is one. This is two. And then the top of the head is the third one, right? So let's learn to massage the top of the head. So we focus on the fingers using, not the nail, okay? And using the flat part of the finger, four right here, the thumb right here, and then just gently massage. Now, this is the time when you want to have loving kindness to yourself, giving love kindness to your big brain. That's responsible for your all your analytical. The back of the brain is the memory, and then the lower part of your brain is your motor function. Okay, very gently massage, bring it all the way down. One last time, massage, bring it all the way down, and then relax. Okay, now open that shoulder. We're going to do some tapping on the energy point on top. So this energy point called 100 meters is very easy to find. It's just when you move up from the ear, but it's important that when you sit properly, so you rotate your hip forward, lean back the upper torso, lean back the forehead, tuck in your chin. Okay, so now it's on top. It's actually not the brain as much as the entire nervous system. So we take the fingers, we put that on top. Okay, so there's actually four energy points around that, and we gently go up and down. Okay, now massage again, massage again, massage again. All right. Now I actually bought a set of special comb made of sandalwood, and it would take me another week to get it. So I want to see the quality of that, and then if I think that it's good enough quality, I'll send you the link so you can buy that on your own. And it's a very interesting design. It just allows you to scrape. And it's not about scraping the skull, it's about relieving the stress, relieving the blockage of your yang energy line. So on top is a yang energy line called the governing energy line. It's outside of the 12 energy line that we talk about. And then you have the two yang energy line. One is one we name after the bladder, and one we name after the gallbladder. Okay. So as soon as I get it, I think that is good enough quality. I'll put the link on the circle. Very inexpensive. Okay. All right. Okay. Babies, especially babies. Okay. You want to put them to sleep, just massage the top of their head. All right. Okay, now I want to come back to that chanting. Notice that some of you are still new to this chanting. This is a very, very powerful chant. And I talk about the story about how, well, I don't want to repeat the story, but the point is that it's a chant that we use to bring love and kindness to all beings. And it's really to cleanse your home, your office or hospital, even in mortuary, right? But cleansing not in the sense of eradicating negative energy, but rather giving love and kindness to even negative energy, loving kindness to everything. And it's very powerful. I talked about that in the past. All right. So now we're going to learn to massage the face. Okay. Now the face has a lot of yang energy line, and many of them finishes at the face. For example, this is where the bladder energy line finishes. This is where the large intestine energy line fission, and this is where the stomach energy line. All of them are yang energy. So relieving yourself of stress by massaging your face is important, right? But again, not massaging muscle, but massaging the energy point, right? All right, so now let's do index finger. Put that in the beginning of the eyebrow, sit up straight. This is the end point of the energy line that we name after the bladder. So just push down with your index finger. Okay, now you find that cavity and you just push down. Just hold it as if you're pinching the water hose. And then now put the index fingers in the middle and just massage your eyebrow and what's above the eyebrow. 3 very important energy points. And then now there's another energy point that is in between where we were before in the corner of your eye. So I want you to use your thumb and find that energy point and just put some pressure on it. Close your eyes, sit up straight. Now I want you to follow me and do some eye yoga, okay? Now I want you to rotate your eyeball upward, rotate it to the right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up. Okay, now go the other way. Left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Okay, now open your eyes very brightly. Relieve pressure in your eyeball. Now I want you to take your thumb and put that below the eye bag. There's another 3 energy points right here. And then over here. Okay, so now we move from the eye to the nose. So there's 2 points right here, right below, and just push down. You feel the cavity. And then there's 2 points outside the nostril. Same thing. And now use 2 fingers from the corner of your mouth, go from the corner of your eye to the corner of your mouth. Okay. And then now use 4 fingers, put it under your jaw and just massage. Okay. All right. So now there's also very important to learn to massage your hand. So today I think we can learn how to massage the hand, the feet, the ear. Okay, what we did the top. So all those extremities are very important. So we don't think of one chi, right? 12 chi, one goes this way, one goes that way, one goes to this one. No, they're actually continuous. 12, each one they're active for 2 hours. So it's actually 24 hours. 24 hours. No, I use all five. It's okay. Yeah, all five. Index fingers is a little easier, but you can use any fingers. Not that important. Okay, so let's work on the fingers now. Okay, work on the fingers. So take your left hand, your right hand, grab onto the joint and pull it. Pull your finger. Grab onto the joint and pull. And then now massage the two sides of your fingernail. Same thing. Pull on the joint. Pull on the joint. Massage your fingertip. Pull on the joint. Okay. And massage finger. Now, massage the top of your hand. Okay. Now use the other side. Grab the fingers and just massage. And then now the other side. Massage. Now we're going to learn to tap on some important energy points. Now the hand has three yin energy lines. This one is called the heart. It's actually the emotional side. The middle one is the pericardium. That's the physical pumping thing. And then this is the lung, which is very generalized. It's not just the breathing guy, but actually has to do with the minerals. So it has to do with the immunity and all everything else. So let's learn to open up our lung energy line by locating this little piece of meat here, put them together and go. Okay, now we're going to go the other side. Now this is to improve your immunity. This one is to give you more comfort so you can sleep better. Okay, now put that together. Is the meat versus the meat, not the bone. Okay, get ready, go. Okay, now this energy line continues. It's actually in between your pinky and your ring finger, continues down. And then there's the same energy line has four very important energy point here. You can kind of measure with three fingers. You put that together and just do that. And then finally, we do this exercise where you're pointing the fingers together. This is actually very good for your brain. Okay, reduce your chance of having dementia, but it's also very good for your heart. Okay, it's very good for your heart. So I'll explain that. Get ready, go. Okay, and then one last energy point that's getting very, very popular these days in China because lots of people are suffering from COVID, not once, but twice, but continuously. So this energy point is part of the large intestine energy point. It's the yang side of the lung. This one really helps with your immunity. So the way it's called the merging valley, at least that's what I call it. So you take your right thumb, you locate this line, you put that here, you come down and you press towards the index finger. Okay, this one puts out a natural painkiller and it helps to reduce inflammation in the system. So the Eastern medicine and the Western medicines are slightly different. The Western medicine has a very limited definition of inflammation, whereas the Eastern medicine, it's a much broader definition. And when you use the word, okay, okay, Lisa, watch the other side. Find this line, find this part right here, put that together. You see, put that together, and then come down, press towards the index finger. Okay, now you might have to move it up and down a little bit, but when you find it, it's very painful. Just press down on it. Just press down. So anyway, the Eastern medicine that has a very much broader definition of inflammation, and if you use that broad definition, then all of the disease that we suffer these days are modern disease: heart attack, stroke, diabetes, dementia, cancer. They're all inflammation. right? And that's why people with that underlying disease, they have very little chance of surviving COVID, because COVID is an inflammation storm, right? So if you already have a lot of inflammation in your body and using up all your energy to reduce the inflammation in your body, then any more that comes in, you don't have it. You don't have the reserve. Okay, so I focus on reducing inflammation in my body, and working on the chi is in another way. Is a way. Is the way of reducing inflammation in your body, causing the flow of energy within you. Okay, all right, and of course we talk about um, the oil you consume, all that. We talk about that. Um, but it's worth repeating that the greatest source of inflammation is actually your stress. And the reason for that is that the greatest medicine, self medicated medicine to reduce inflammation, is cortisol. So, stress is actually a way to deal with inflammation. It's the natural way of the body to go and fix yourself, right? So when you're being chased by a lion, or when you fall down, you have inflammation. The body puts out its own medicine. It's called cortisol. Right? Cortisol is it's just another form of steroid, right? That's why when you have joint problem, they inject steroid. The problem is that when you have so much stress all the time, okay, all the time, then the body develop what is called cortisol resistance. It's no longer sensitive to cortisol. So the one medicine that you have that reduce inflammation is no longer effective, just because you are always fight or flight. You always fight or flight, right? So by learning how to meditate, by learning how to bring your body, entice your body. So that's why we don't use the word qigong here. We use the more traditional word, the word that's been around for thousands of years, called Dao Yin. Dao means to guide, and Yin means to entice the body back into the rest and digest, so that the body itself would heal, right? All the functions that are in your body, the cortisol that reduce the inflammation, right? The melatonin that reduces oxidation, all that works its magic. But if you're under stress all the time, your cortisol you're completely inundated with cortisol. Your body no longer sensitive to it. Melatonin doesn't show up anymore, so you can't sleep in the middle of the night. That's a very good question. Heartburn. What is heartburn? Heartburn is your stomach. It's not your heart. It's the stomach, right? We know that, right? So why is it that our stomach is so uncomfortable after we eat? And I talked about that last time. It has to do with your saliva. Again, when you're under stress all the time, your saliva glands are turned off. So when your saliva is going to turn on, your mouth is always dry. So when you eat, you drink water. And when you have no saliva, the stomach doesn't have the enzyme to digest. So it has to stay in your stomach longer than a normal time, because the main part of the digestion is in the small intestine. That's where you want your food to ferment. But if you stay in your stomach for a long time, then it's not the ferment in your stomach, and that's what you get heartburn. Okay, so deal with your stress. Stress is the number one killer. It's the number one killer for modern people, right? Think about this. We only been around living like modern being. I'm 65, 66 years old. I'm sure when I was 5 years old, I wasn't living the modern life yet. I remember that. My nephew went back to Macau, took some pictures, and showed me pictures of the house that we lived in. I said, that was the days when we didn't have television, we didn't have refrigerator, we didn't have motorcycle, we didn't even have a radio. That was not modern. Since change, 60 years, think about what happens to us. Think about what happened to us. We're 24/7, always on. Deal with your stress. Learn how to sit properly, how to meditate. Learn how to entice your body into the rest and digest. Very, very important. Okay, very, very important. All right. So let's continue. Open our shoulder, relax. Put out our fingers all 10 of them pointing towards the camera. Lock your elbow. Fold up the 4 fingers. They're the springs. The thumb is the trigger. Hold down the springs. Wind up the springs. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now do the second part. Open the shoulder. Review the energy point here, called the gate to the cloud, forming the lotus hand, middle fingers and thumb together. Put that on the gate to the cloud. Again, open the shoulder, back of the hand facing the camera. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. Okay, now the first one here is very good if you have problem with carpal tunnel. This next one here is very good when you have frozen shoulder. Now both of those is inflammation in your body, and so by clearing the channel, the chi channel, you're reducing the inflammation. Okay, it's just as simple as that. Now we're going to learn to do some scraping. So we learn how to do acupressure, we learn how to do tapping, we learn how to do scraping. Okay, scraping means that you use the knuckle, and there's actually 3 energy line, very important. So locate the bone on top of your hand. Below the bone is the lung energy line, and then along the bone is the large intestine, and then right in the middle arm is the triple warmer. This one is for your immunity. This one channels the lung. And then the top of the top here is actually very good when you have any kind of problem with your hormone. Right? You have an imbalance in your hormone. Okay, very important. Okay, so let's learn to do that. Stretch out your arm, starting from the elbow to the wrist. There's an important energy point here, important energy point here. Use the knuckle as a scraper and just go back and forth. And you have a very strange feeling as if there's electricity running around. And if you have carpal tunnel, man, this is amazing. This is amazing exercise. I do this all the time. Whenever I spend the whole day working on the computer, working on my iPhone, whatever, and I feel a little bit of tingle, a little bit of pain in my hand, I do this first. Now we're going to move to the top of the hand along the bone, and again, starting from the elbow all the way to the wrist. Okay, now we're going to do the back of the arm. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Okay, it's really, really good feeling. Okay, now we're going to scrape the back of the palm, scrape the fingers, scrape the thumb, come back to the fingers, back of the palm, and then back of the upper arm. Scrape, scrape, scrape along the bone, inside. Okay, on the other side. The bone, the back of the hand, the back of the palm, the fingers, the thumb, back to the fingers, back to the palm, along the bone, and then relax. Now, okay, all right, okay. Now we're going to learn to do a little bit of tapping, and again to open up this channel, reducing inflammation. So some of these points are very good if you have a heart attack, or if you want to avoid having a heart attack. Okay. Some of them are very good if you have just simple inflammation causing frozen shoulder. All right, so open the shoulder, relax. Now we're going to tap on the energy point here and the energy point here. So we're going to use the right hand forming the empty hand, fingers on top, palm of the hand touching here. Rotate the head towards the right. Listen with the left ear. Now this is all about body and mind together. Okay, it's not about just beating yourself up. Okay, now get ready, go. Continue. Okay, now go the other way. Open that shoulder, relax. Left hand, empty hand. Okay, empty hand means that like you want to drink some water because you're not hitting it as much as you're compressing it with air. Okay, listen with the right ear. Wake up. Continue. Okay, now we're going to work on this energy point that associate with the large intestine is the channel energy for the lung. So these are very good if you have heart attack or you want to avoid having heart attack. So we locate the turning of your shoulder, you come down right here. There's a cavity. Put the center of the palm on that cavity so you're covering all this area using empty hand. Sit up straight. Get ready. Go. Continue. Okay, now go the other side. Get ready. Continue. Go. Okay, now the next energy point has to do with the heart energy line. Again, this has to do with your emotional heart. As it turns out, this one actually reactivate your thymus gland, right? For those of us who are in retirement age, we're way past the growth stage. So the growth hormone, we have nothing to do with the growth hormone anymore, except that growth hormone happen to be happy hormone. So by energizing this part, it activates the thymus gland. So this is a little bit tricky. Now, first of all, let me identify an energy point right here. So it's actually, if you think of your ears as in three parts, the upper third right here is the energy point. This is actually a very important energy point. It has to do your adrenal gland. So open that shoulder, relax. Using the left hand, put the elbow on top of your head, and then use the index finger and the thumb and just squeeze that point gently, okay? Now take the right hand, empty hand, put that on your armpit and listen. Wake up. Continue. Okay, the other side. Pinching the upper part, left hand. Get ready. Wake up. Continue. Okay, and one last energy point on the upper body. And let me just 1 second here. Okay, open the shoulder. Lift up your left arm so the palm of the hand is about on the eye level. Lock your elbow. Now, there's three energy point here that has to do with all three yin energy line. So we use the right hand, empty hand, fingers on top, palm of the hand pressing on the side. Lift up your hand, lock your elbow. Get ready. Wake up. Continue. And the other side, lock your elbow now. Left hand, continue. Okay, now I promise to show you how to massage your feet. So even though we don't have that much time left, let's quickly learn how to massage our feet. Okay, all right. So six energy line coming from the fingers, six energy lines coming from the feet. Five of them started with the toe. So let's just massage a toe. Massage this arch area of the toe. And then massage the ball of the bottom of feet. Massage the heel. And then now we need to learn how to massage the arch. Arch is actually very important. The two very important energy point here. One has to do with the splint energy line. One has to do with the kidney. So we go from the heel to the ball and just massage. Okay, now the kidney energy line continues, go up, goes around the angle. So locate the angle, below the angle and behind the angle, like as if you're going around like the fish hook. Okay, and then between your angle and your knee, find the bone, and it's inside the bone. Scrape. Now, from the angle, we measure 4 fingers, locate the bone. Right below the bone is an energy point called 3 yin meat. Very important one. Put some pressure on that, and then back scraping again. Okay, and then on top, on top, and between your toe and the second one, massage this area. This has a very important energy line. It's the liver energy line. So the Chinese believe that the anger is trapped into the liver energy line. So there's an energy point here, about 2 to 3 fingers before the bone join together. Just press on that. This one really hurts. Okay, this one really hurts, and just massage. And then finally, we want to do some acupressure on this point here. It's right below the bone. And this is called the gushing spring. This is the beginning of the kidney energy line. Okay, and massage that. All right. Now, if you do this every night, you will guarantee you sleep really well. Okay. Now, massage the feet, the toes. Massage. Massage the arch area. Okay. Massage the ball. Massage the heel, and then massage the arch. Okay, and then massage around the angle. Okay, and then scrape between the angle and the knee below the bone. Now, this is very important. This is the energy line that we name after the splint, which includes the lymph node. So, if you have any swelling, especially in your feet, that's a very bad sign. It means that your lymph node are blocked. You're not returning water. That's a very bad sign. So learning how to massage your feet, scraping this area becomes very important. And then locate 4 fingers above the angle below the bone. Press on that. Do some acupressure. Okay. Now the top, massage, acupressure. And if you have a habit of waking up in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock, that means that in our understanding, that's when your liver fire. That's called liver fire, because the liver and the gallbladder are active between 11 o'clock and 3 in the morning. Put on that, okay, and massage. All right, okay. So I did that. Okay, so let's do one more meditation. Let's do one more meditation. And today I'm going to focus on this ancient technique called the microcosmic orbit. It's very easy to do. Okay, but we need to do some preparation. Let me focus on that. We need to do some preparations. So let's sit properly first. Let's sit properly first. Okay. Focus on the 7 support points, 7 parts of our body, starting with the legs. Think of them as the pedestal. Then the hands. Then the spine, as if you're hanging the spine on the ceiling. And then relax. Then the shoulder, relax. Then the forehead, bring back the forehead, tuck in your chin. Okay. Then your eyelid. And then finally the tip of the tongue. So the first step is what we call one pillar supporting the sky. The second step is when we focus on the breath. We start with knowing our breath. Know that I'm breathing in Know that I'm breathing out. Know that I'm breathing in. Know that I'm breathing out. Now, the second part, we're going to anchor our mind onto our belly button. As soon as we know that we are breathing in, we move our belly button all the way across the room, just using your mind. When we know that we're breathing out, we move our belly button as if we're going to collapse the belly button to the back of our spine. Breathe in, forward. Breathe out, backward. Now, you don't actually have to do anything. You just have to use your mind and your body follows. You will notice that as soon as, after a few try, your stomach will follow. And so when you breathe in, you move across the room and the stomach will open. And then when you breathe out and you move towards your back, the stomach will collapse. That's because you're using your diaphragm now. Breathe in, you're pushing down the diaphragm, the stomach expands. Breathe out, you're bringing up your diaphragm and the stomach collapse. Okay, so let's sit for 1 minute, focusing on the belly button. So this is actually something in the Taoist tradition. What they're doing is they are doing what is called preserving their prenatal chi. This is the chi that they get when they were inside the womb of the mother. Preserving that chi. So 1 minute, focus on the belly button. Okay, I should start the clock now, huh? If I say 1 minute, I should start the clock. Okay, let me start the clock now. 1 minute. Now I want you to continue and continue to pay attention to your breath. But this time, I want you to start at the very bottom of your spine. And as soon as you know that you're breathing in, I want you to move from the bottom of your spine slowly all the way to the top of your head. And as soon as you know that you're breathing out, I want you to start at the forehead and very gently come down back to your belly button. Breathe in, go up, and you go up, take your body with you, stretch your spine, open your shoulder, relax your shoulder, lean back the forehead, tuck in your chin. When you come down, take your body with you, relax your eyelid, make sure your tongue is touching the roof of your mouth, and then you lean back your upper torso until it comes back to your belly button. Let's just sit for 1 minute. Very simple, up and down. Now, for the next 5 minutes, we're going to take this technique called the microcosmic orbit to the next step. The next step is called wandering dragon chasing the pearl. First of all, it has to be a happy dragon. So I want you to once again tap into your loving kindness and your compassion and your gratitude. Be grateful with what you have, grateful with your family and your loved one. As you come up the spine, I want you to imagine a happy dragon walking up your spine one step at a time, all the way to the top of the head. But it's a wandering dragon. It's not a free dragon. It's not one that you can tie a rope around. So what you want to do is you imagine that there's a cloud on top of your head. And as this dragon comes up, as you're taking an in breath, just let it go. The dragon goes back into the cloud. Here is where you focus on the space between the in breath and the out breath. Okay, no breathing here. Just relax. And as soon as your body starts to breathe out again, breathe out, then the dragon reappear. Start your forehead, come down all the way into your belly button. And again, there's a space between out breath and in breath. The dragon is free to reside inside your dantian, your stomach, your abdomen. Dantian means the fuel energy. It is as if the dragon is hibernating inside, cultivating your prenatal chi. And as soon as you know that you're breathing in again, go up. Okay, now this is very, very challenging. The trick is to let go of the breathing. Let go of the breathing as if it's someone else who's doing the breathing and you're just a pure observer. And the trick is to maintain that joy that I talk about, the equanimity and empathetic joy, and just observe this body. 5 minutes. Okay, open your eyes. Now put your hands together. There's an energy point here called the Palace of Labor. Put that together. Massage, generate some heat. Put that on your eye. Massage your face. Massage the top of your head. Massage the back of your head. Massage the lower part. Massage the neck. And now we're going to do one last thing. And we're going to massage the ear, separating into three parts. The upper part, put the thumbs inside, four fingers behind. Okay, thumbs inside, four fingers behind. And then the lower part, the index finger inside and thumb outside. Then we're going to massage the tip, yank, massage the edge, and then massage the ear loop, yank. Now we're going to do this exercise. It actually has three functions. One is that we massage the back of the ear. Two is that we're trying to stretch the ear. And then the third part is that when you relieve, you get a little pop. Okay, now get ready. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then one last exercise. Get ready. Lion's roar. Okay, get ready. Okay, so today we talk about um, energy medicine, same as last week, except I focused a little bit more about the origin of that energy, and I talk about how that energy can be internal with us, and that's the part of qi. Then when we say qi, we say shi. Qi, shi means blood. Share blood means circulations, right? So that part we can generate ourselves. But then when we talk about chi, it's life energy. So it has to be external to us. Except we don't think of it external to us. If you think of yourself as part of the universe, then it's internal. Then it's self-healing, right? And so it's very important that we not only live in harmony with ourselves, but we live harmony with the universe. So a question was asked: how is my daughter? I was in LA last week. I'll be back next week. So every other week I have to go down, take him to see the herbal doctor. And she had two problems, and one was that they're autists, so they're accustomed to working during the day and sleep at night. And when you do that, you're not living in harmony. Think about this: we get a blood transfusion every night by laying flat between 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock. That's when a liver and a gallbladder is working. It's a blood transfusion. But if you don't allow yourself that, then you're not living in harmony with the universe. You will suffer the consequence. Okay, now when you say, well, but then I work at night, what am I gonna do? Well, that's that doesn't mean that is not true. It just means that that's the reality. Okay, so when you ask me the question, how is my daughter? I think she has reached the age now where she realized that she is not invincible anymore, and so she's paying attention to that. I hope that's a beginning of a good way of taking care of it. And that's what I want you to do too, is to live in harmony with yourself, understanding the yin and the yang, understanding that if your yang, if your qi is blocked, it's the same as saying that you have inflammation in your body, and that's the source of all illness. But also to live in harmony with the universe, eating properly. Okay, so there was a question about oil, and I mentioned that. So this is very scientific. You can look it up, understand the difference between omega-3 and omega-6, and understand that what we call vegetable oil is actually seed oil that are full of omega-6. That's not to say that omega-6 is bad for you. It's the balance that you need. So when you're consuming oil that is full omega-6 and with no omega-3, then you don't have enough what it takes to reduce your inflammation. So I personally prefer olive oil. Okay. Now you say olive oil has a very low burning temperature. Well, who asked you to burn the oil? Don't eat fried food. Don't eat fried food. Fried food has trans fat. The oil have deteriorated into trans fat. Don't eat it. I mean, eat it as a delicacy once a month, once a week, maybe. Okay. Uh, I I love fries from In and Out, and I get it once a month, and I treasure it. Okay. You are what you eat. Okay. All right. So that's enough. We got way over time now. So I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Take care. Be well. Be happy. Be at peace with others and with yourself. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
星期一見.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye bye.